Have you ever trusted someone with your deepest dreams, only to wake up and find they've claimed them as their own? That's exactly what happened to me. My best friend of 15 years had stolen my entire life's work, 10 tracks I'd poured my soul into, and launched herself to fame overnight while I was left broken and invisible. No credit, no apology, just silence. But what she didn't know, I was about to turn her spotlight into her worst nightmare. I'm Arya, and if you've ever poured your soul into something creative only to feel the sharp blade of betrayal slice through it, then buckle up. This is my story of sweet revenge. It's not about screams or scandals. It's about turning silence into a symphony that echoes louder than any lie. Picture this: a rainy Seattle night, the kind where the city lights blur like watercolored dreams. And I'm huddled in my tiny apartment studio, fingers dancing over my keyboard, crafting beats that feel like they're whispering secrets from my heart. That was me, just 2 years ago, at 28, chasing the elusive dream of making it in the music world. But let's rewind a bit, because every great tale starts with a spark of hope, doesn't it? I grew up in a small town outside Portland, where music was my escape from a chaotic family life, parents always arguing, siblings scattered like forgotten notes. I taught myself piano on a secondhand keyboard from a garage sale, and by high school, I was writing songs that won local contests. That's where I met Lena. She was the girl with the voice like velvet thunder, belting out covers at talent shows that left everyone breathless. We bonded instantly over shared playlists and late-night jam sessions in her parents' basement. Aria, your lyrics are magic, she'd say, her eyes sparkling. One day, we'll conquer the world together. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? Friendship like that felt rarer than a perfect harmony. Fast forward to our early 20s. We both moved to Seattle, chasing the indie music scene. I scraped by with freelance gigs, producing tracks for local bands, teaching music theory online, while building my own portfolio. Lena, with her stunning looks and charismatic stage presence, gigged at open mics and coffee houses, but she always hit roadblocks. I need better material, she'd complain over cheap ramen dinners. That's when I started helping her. I'd tweak her demos, add layers to her vocals, even co-write verses. It was fun, collaborative, and it made me feel like we were a team. But deep down, I was holding back my best work for my solo project, an album I'd been piecing together for years, titled Echoes of the Unheard. It was personal. 10 tracks about loss, resilience, and the quiet strength of women who've been overlooked. Each song was a fragment of my life: breakups, family struggles, the grind of being an independent artist in a male-dominated industry. One crisp autumn evening, Lena burst into my apartment, her cheeks flushed from the cold. Aria, I have news. I got an audition with a small label, Indie Wave Records. But I need killer demos. Her eyes pleaded, and I couldn't say no. Over the next few weeks, I shared snippets from my album, remixing them to fit her style. Just for the audition, I insisted. She promised, hugging me tightly. You're my rock, Aria. I owe you everything. We spent nights perfecting it. I'd layer synths and beats, she'd record vocals, and we'd laugh until dawn. It felt magical, like we were creating something bigger than ourselves. The audition went viral. Well, sort of. Lena posted a clip on TikTok, and it exploded. 500,000 views overnight. Comments flooded in. Who is this girl? Voice of an angel. Those beats are fire. Drop the full track. I was thrilled for her, but a tiny voice in my head whispered caution. Make sure they credit you, I texted her. Of course, silly, she replied with heart emojis. Soon, Indie Wave signed her to a one-album deal. This is our break, she squealed over the phone. To celebrate, we planned a girls' night. Wine, playlists, dreaming big. But Lena canceled last minute. Label meeting ran late. Rain check? No big deal, I thought. Weeks turned into months. Lena's social media blew up. glam photos from studio sessions, teasers of her new music. I noticed the snippets sounded eerily familiar. The haunting piano intro from my track, Faded Whispers. The pulsing bass in Broken Chains. Hey, that sounds like our collab, I messaged her. Radio silence. Calls went to voicemail. Finally, she texted, busy with promo. Talk soon? Unease gnawed at me, but I pushed it down. Friends don't steal, right? Then came the bombshell. I was scrolling through Spotify one lazy Sunday morning, coffee in hand, when a notification popped up. New release, Lena's debut album, Siren's Call. My heart raced as I hit play. Track 1, my melody, her voice. Track 2, my lyrics, twisted just enough to claim as original. By track 5, I was shaking. All 10 songs, my entire Echoes of the Unheard, repurposed, rebranded as hers. No credits, no mention of me. The album description gushed about Lena's raw talent and original vision. Reviews poured in. Breakthrough Artist of the Year. Innovative soundscapes. I felt like the ground had vanished beneath me. Betrayal wasn't just a word. It was a physical ache, like every note I'd poured into those songs had been ripped from my chest. How could she? We'd shared secrets, dreams, tears. I confronted her via email, calm, factual. Lena, those are my tracks. We need to fix the credits. Her response? A cold, lawyer-drafted cease and desist. Any claims of ownership are unfounded. Please refrain from harassment. Harassment? Me? The one who'd given her everything? Tears streamed down my face as I paced my apartment, the rain outside mirroring my storm within. Mutual friends distanced themselves. Lena says you're jealous, Arya. Let it go. Online forums buzzed with her narrative. That producer friend is trying to ride my coattails. My reputation tanked. Gigs dried up. My blog followers dropped. I was isolated, broke, and heartbroken. But in that darkness, a spark ignited. Not rage, but resolve. I wouldn't sue. I couldn't afford it. Instead, I'd reclaim what was mine, in a way she'd never see coming. Music is my weapon, and silence would be my strategy. As days blurred into weeks, I dove into research. I scoured copyright forums, learned about fair use, and studied viral music controversies. One night, staring at my hard drive full of original files, an idea bloomed. What if I remixed my own work? Subtle changes, new bridges, altered tempos, but with hidden markers, like Easter eggs in a game. Reversed audio snippets that, when flipped, revealed my original timestamps. Lyrics with acrostics spelling my name. I'd release them independently, let the fans connect the dots. But first, I needed to heal. I took a part-time job at a coffee shop to pay bills, using breaks to jot down new ideas. Therapy helped, talking through the pain, realizing Lena's theft wasn't about my worth, but her insecurity. Today's girls need to learn boundaries, my therapist said. Protect your art like it's your child. That stuck with me. In a world where social media glorifies quick fame, young women often give too much, fearing they'll be seen as selfish. But true empowerment comes from valuing your creations, setting limits, even with friends. Tension built as Lena's star rose. Her album hit charts, tours announced. I watched from afar, heart pounding during her interviews. I wrote these in my darkest hours. Lies. One twist came unexpectedly. A leaked email from her label surfaced online. Anonymous, but I suspected a disgruntled intern. It hinted at borrowed material, but was quickly buried. My pulse quickened. Opportunity? I started small. An anonymous Twitter account, @EchoHunter, posting side-by-side audio clips. Spot the similarities? #music mystery. No accusations, just questions. Views trickled in. 10, then 100, then thousands. Fans debated, "This sounds like plagiarism." Lena's team dismissed it as, quote, coincidence. But the seed was planted. By month's end, I had my remixed EP ready, Resonant Shadows. 5 tracks from the original 10, evolved but recognizable. I uploaded to Bandcamp, free for the first week. For the unheard voices, my bio read. Downloads surged. A music blogger picked it up. Underground gem, echoes of Lena's sound, but deeper. Comparisons exploded. Lena messaged me for the first time in months. "What are you doing? Stop this." I didn't reply. The game had begun. As I lay in bed that night, listening to rain patter against my window, I felt alive again. This wasn't just revenge, it was rebirth. But little did I know, the twists were just starting. Secrets from Lena's past would surface, threatening to unravel everything. The rain had stopped by morning, but the storm inside me raged on. I woke with at Echo Hunter's notifications lighting up my phone like tiny fireworks. Hundreds of new followers overnight. Retweets spreading the side-by-side clips faster than I could refresh. People weren't just listening, they were dissecting. One user zoomed in on a reversed section of Lena's Siren's Call title track. When flipped, it clearly whispered my original timestamp from the demo file. The 14th of July, 2023 _347 _AM. Another spotted the acrostic in my remixed lyrics. First letters of each line in Resonant Shadows, spelled ARIAWASHERE. Subtle, but unmistakable to anyone paying attention. I didn't celebrate yet. This was chess, not checkers. I brewed strong coffee, sat at my cluttered desk surrounded by cables and notebooks, and planned the next move. The key was momentum without direct confrontation. I couldn't afford a lawsuit, but the internet could be judge and jury if the evidence spoke for itself. Over the following days, I expanded at Echo Hunter strategically. I posted more comparisons, never more than 2 or 3 a day, to avoid spamming flags. Each one included timestamps, waveform visuals I created in free audio software, and neutral captions. Just curious, what do you hear? The comments sections became battlegrounds. Lena's fans defended her fiercely. Artists inspire each other all the time. Aria's just bitter she didn't make it. But a growing chorus pushed back. This isn't inspiration. This is theft. Music producers joined in, sharing their own horror stories of stolen beats. One verified indie artist with 200K followers reposted my clip with, "I've been there. Support original creators. Hashtag credit where it's due." Meanwhile, my coffee shop shifts became surreal. Customers recognized the faint playlist I sometimes hummed under my breath, tracks from Resonant Shadows. A regular, a tattooed barista named Jax, who doubled as a DJ, pulled me aside one afternoon. "Aria, is that your stuff? The one everyone's talking about?" I hesitated, then nodded. He grinned. "Dude, it's brilliant. The layers, it's like the songs are talking back." He offered to remix one track for fun, adding his signature glitch effects. I agreed. Why not build allies? Lena's camp reacted predictably. First came the PR spin. A glossy Instagram post where she posed in a recording booth, caption reading, "Creating from the soul means everything gets borrowed from life. Grateful for every influence. Love you all." Subtext, "It's normal." Then her manager emailed at Echo Hunter directly. How they found the anonymous account, I'll never know. "Cease posting or face legal action for defamation." I laughed out loud reading it. Defamation requires falsehoods, and I hadn't said a word. Just showed audio. But the real twist arrived on a Thursday evening. I was editing a new upload when my phone buzzed with an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. "Aria? This is Marcus from IndieWave's A&R team." My stomach dropped. Marcus, the guy who'd signed Lena. His voice was low, almost conspiratorial. "We need to talk." Off the record, I met him at a quiet bar in Capitol Hill, the kind with dim Edison bulbs and jazz in the background. He was younger than I expected, mid-30s, tired eyes behind stylish glasses. No small talk. "We know," he said flatly, sliding a folder across the table. Inside, emails between Lena and the label during production. One from her. "These demos are gold. Don't worry, the producer won't mind." Another from a junior engineer. "Some files have Aria Thompson metadata. Should we ask?" Response from higher up. "Proceed." Talent like Lena doesn't come often. I stared at the papers, pulse thundering. Why show me this? Because the higher-ups are panicking. The comparisons are trending on TikTok. Hashtags Iron Stolen has 2 million views. Sponsors are asking questions. If this blows up bigger, the label takes the hit for not due diligence. He leaned in. "Lena's contract has a clause, full originality warranty. If proven otherwise, we can void it, but we need your originals to compare legally." I felt a rush. Not triumph yet, but power. And what do I get? Credit on a re-release, potential settlement, or you walk away with your masters returned, and we quietly drop her. I didn't answer immediately. Instead, I asked about Lena's side. Marcus sighed. "She's spiraling. Cancelled 2 shows, claiming vocal rest. But really, she's terrified. The pressure's cracking her." Part of me pitied her, the girl from the basement who once cried when a boy ghosted her. But pity didn't erase the months of silence, the cease and desist, the lies on national podcasts. "I'll think about it," I said. But no deals until the truth is public. Back home, I couldn't sleep. The folder sat on my desk like a loaded gun. I opened my laptop and dove deeper into old files. Lena and I had a shared Google Drive from years ago. Most folders were deleted, but one hidden backup remained. Old collabs, do not delete. Inside were voice memos from our sessions, time-stamped, her laughing. "Aria, these are yours forever." Ironclad proof. The next morning, I made my boldest move yet. I went public, not as Ed Echo Hunter, but as myself. I posted a 10-minute video on a fresh YouTube channel, The Unheard Truth, my side. No dramatics, just facts. I played original demos side by side with Lena's versions, explained the process, showed the metadata, even included snippets from our old voice notes, with her consent blurred for ethics but clear enough. "I gave freely because I believed in friendship," I said calmly into the camera. "But art isn't free when it's stolen. This isn't about canceling anyone. It's about accountability. For every creator who's been erased." The video uploaded at 8 a.m. By noon, it had 50,000 views. By evening, 400,000. TikTok stitches poured in, people reacting live, tears in their eyes. This hurts my soul. Protect female producers. Music Twitter exploded with support hashtags. Hashtags stand with Aria, hashtags choose unheard. Lena went radio silent online. No posts, no stories. Rumors swirled. Her tour postponed indefinitely. A tabloid picked it up. Rising star accused of song theft, label in crisis. But the biggest twist was personal. Late that night, my phone rang, Lena's number. I let it go to voicemail twice, then listened. "Aria, please pick up." "I'm so sorry." I was scared. The label pushed me, said if I didn't deliver original work, they'd drop me. I panicked. "I never meant to hurt you like this." Her voice cracked. "I miss our nights in the studio. Can we talk? Just us?" I sat in the dark, replaying it. The old Aria would have rushed over, forgiven instantly. But this Aria had learned something vital. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting boundaries. Today's young women, especially creatives, are bombarded with messages to be nice, to share, to uplift others at any cost. We fear being labeled difficult or selfish. But protecting your work isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. It's saying, "My voice matters too." I didn't call back. Instead, I texted one line. "The truth is already speaking." Listen to it. The fallout accelerated. IndieWave issued a statement. We are investigating claims of unauthorized use of material. We value artistic integrity. Sponsors pulled ads from Lena's upcoming single. Her Spotify monthly listeners dropped by 30% in a week. I, meanwhile, watched my own numbers soar. Resonant Shadows hit Bandcamp's top charts. Emails flooded in, managers, collaborators, even a sync licensing company wanting tracks for TV. Jax and I finished our joint remix. It went viral on SoundCloud. Yet tension lingered. Whispers online suggested Lena might countersue for defamation or claim co-authorship. I prepared backups of everything: cloud drives, notarized timestamps. Friends warned me, be careful, fame can turn ugly. One evening, as I walked home through the neon-lit streets, I passed a bus shelter with her face on an ad. Smiling, confident, the old Lena. For a moment, sadness hit me. Not regret, but grief for what friendship could have been. Then my phone buzzed again. ADM from a major publisher. Interested in your full story for a potential book deal and your album masters. We want to re-release Echoes of the Unheard properly. I smiled into the night. The echoes were no longer unheard. They were roaring, but the final act was still coming. Lena wasn't done fighting, and neither was I. The sweetest part of Revenge? Watching Karma compose its own masterpiece. The city lights of Seattle never truly sleep, but that week they felt brighter, sharper, like spotlights trained on a stage one never asked to perform on. My inbox was a war zone, journalists requesting interviews, fellow producers offering collabs, fans sending voice messages of support that made my eyes sting. Resonant Shadows had crossed 1 million streams on Bandcamp alone, a number that felt surreal for someone who'd spent years playing to empty rooms. Yet amid the glow, a quiet dread lingered. Lena hadn't vanished. She'd gone quiet, the kind of silence that precedes a storm. 2 weeks after my video dropped, the first real backlash hit. A popular music gossip podcast, Beat Drops and Drama, aired a 2-hour episode dissecting the controversy. They invited experts, a copyright lawyer who argued my side, metadata doesn't lie, a former label exec who claimed industry theft was common practice, and shockingly, Lena's new publicist. The publicist painted her as a victim. Lena was young, pressured by deadlines, manipulated by bad advice. She's devastated and taking full responsibility. No direct apology, just deflection wrapped in vulnerability. Listeners ate it up. Comments flooded my YouTube. Give her a break. She's human. You're ruining her life over jealousy. I sat on my couch, laptop balanced on my knees, reading every word. Each one felt like a tiny cut. Part of me wanted to scream back, to post receipts until the internet bled truth. But I'd learned something crucial in those sleepless nights. Revenge isn't about destruction. It's about restoration. Destroying Lena wouldn't heal the hole she'd carved in me. Reclaiming my voice would. So I did the hardest thing I've ever done. I stayed measured. I uploaded a short follow-up video, 5 minutes, soft lighting, no makeup, just me speaking from the heart. I appreciate the support, truly, but this isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about reminding every creator, especially women in this industry, that your work has value. Don't give it away for crumbs of approval. Protect it fiercely. And when it's taken, don't stay silent. I ended with a simple line. The music will speak for itself now. That video didn't go mega viral like the first one, but it shifted the tone. People started sharing stories, not just about Lena, but about their own experiences. Ghost producers, stolen hooks, erased credits. A hashtag emerged organically. Hashtag my unheard echo. Threads filled with screenshots of old emails, voice notes, contracts. The conversation grew bigger than us. It became a movement. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the machinery of accountability turned. IndieWave's internal investigation concluded faster than anyone expected. A leaked memo, again, likely that same intern, confirmed. The label had known about questionable origins but prioritized marketability. They issued a formal apology to me via email and public statement. We failed in our due diligence. We are reinstating full ownership and publishing rights of the original compositions to Aria Thompson. We are also terminating our agreement with the artist formerly known as Lena regarding Siren's Call. Lena's album was pulled from all major platforms within 48 hours. Streams vanished. Playlists removed her. Her verified accounts went dark. No explanation, no farewell post. Just gone. I should have felt victorious. Instead, I felt hollow. Victory tastes bitter when it comes at the cost of someone else's collapse. I kept thinking about the girl in the basement, the one who used to harmonize with me until our voices blended into something unbreakable. Where had she gone? 3 months later, spring arrived in Seattle like a promise kept. Cherry blossoms everywhere, air soft with possibility. I'd signed with a boutique indie label that specialized in artist first deals. They re-released Echoes of the Unheard, exactly as I'd originally envisioned it. 10 tracks, no compromises, my name alone in bold on the cover art. The first single, Silent Resurgence, debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Emerging Artists chart. Sync offers poured in, TV shows, ads, even a major film trailer. Money I'd never dreamed of started arriving in my bank account. I paid off my student loans in one wire transfer and bought my mom the small house she'd always wanted back in Portland. Jax and I kept collaborating. Our joint EP, Fractured Frequencies, became an underground favorite, glitchy, emotional, unapologetically female-driven. We played our first live show together at Numos, a sold-out crowd of 650 people singing every word. Standing on that stage, lights hot on my face, I realized something profound. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was thriving. Then came the letter. It arrived in a plain white envelope, no return address, postmarked from a small town in Oregon. Inside, handwritten on simple notebook paper, Aria, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even deserve to ask for it. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Not the polished kind for cameras, but the kind that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling. I was drowning. The label dangled fame like oxygen, and I grabbed it without thinking who I was pulling under. Every time I opened my mouth to credit you, fear choked me. They'll drop you, they said. You're replaceable. So I replaced you instead. I've lost everything now. Friends. Money. The version of myself I thought was invincible. I'm back living with my aunt, working at a bookstore, trying to remember who I was before the spotlight burned me. I listened to Echoes of the Unheard every night, not to torture myself, but to remember what real art feels like. Your music saved me from completely disappearing. If there's ever a day you want to talk, not to absolve me, but just to close the chapter, I'll be here. No pressure, no expectations. With more regret than words can hold, Lena, I read it 3 times before the tears came. Not angry tears, not victorious ones, just human ones. I didn't write back right away. I carried the letter in my bag for weeks, unfolding it on quiet mornings, letting the words settle. Forgiveness, I realized, isn't a gift you give someone else. It's a gift you give yourself to stop carrying the weight of their choices. One rainy afternoon in July, I sat at my new home studio, bigger now, sunlight pouring through floor-to-ceiling windows, and recorded a voice note, not for public release, just for me, and maybe someday for her. Lena, I'm not ready to meet yet. Maybe I never will be. But I'm not carrying hate anymore. It was too heavy, and I've got too much music left to make. You broke something precious. But you didn't break me. Keep listening. Keep growing. And next time someone hands you their heart in the form of art, don't drop it. Take care. I never sent it. Some things are better left as echoes. Today, 2 years after that first rainy night in my old apartment, I'm sitting here writing this narration for you. My channel has grown beyond anything I imagined. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers who come not just for revenge stories, but for reminders that pain can be alchemized into power. I still produce, still write, still feel the ache of old wounds on bad days. But the ache is quieter now, like a resolved chord. Here's the lesson I want every young woman watching this to carry with you, especially in 2025, when the world screams that your worth is measured in likes, collabs, and quick fame. Your creativity is sacred. Your boundaries are not optional. Friendship does not entitle anyone to your labor. And when someone crosses that line, whether through theft, manipulation, or silence, you have every right to rise, not with vengeance that poisons you, but with clarity that frees you. Sweet revenge isn't about making someone suffer forever. It's about making sure they never forget the cost of disrespecting your light. And more importantly, it's about making sure you never forget your own worth again. So if you've ever had your voice stolen, your ideas dismissed, your trust shattered, know this: the silence you're enduring right now is temporary. The comeback you're building is permanent. Thank you for listening to my story. It means more than you know. Now I want to hear from you. What's the one boundary you're ready to set today to protect your art, your time, your heart? Drop it in the comments. Let's build each other up, one honest word at a time. Until next time, keep creating, keep protecting, keep rising. With all my love and echoes, Aria.